Good news, everyone. The Floral Spray 3D embossing folder is back in stock. Grab yours while you can because last time it sold out really quickly. Stay tuned and I'm going to show you how to recreate this card using Very Vanilla. And probably a lot of you are going to weddings this summer, and that would be a beautiful wedding card. Hi, my name is Marianne Cowan. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Ottawa, Canada, and I go live on Fridays at 3. However, having said that, I haven't been live for a while because I live in Ottawa and it is gardening season, and our gardening season is so short that I have been spending a lot of time out in my gardens. And I did post a little video of my garden so you can see what's been keeping me busy. But today I'm in my craft room, and yesterday I had my first Christmas card class, Christmas in July. So this one is the first in my 5-class series. These are the dates of the other ones. There's one each month up until November. So the first one is done. I do have 2 extra kits if anyone is looking for one. And I will post a little video I did yesterday just before class of what my classes look like and how I set them up. So you can get the class to go or you can come in person. And each class we make 10 Christmas cards. So by the end, if you did all of the whole series, you would have 50 Christmas cards. Now I know not everybody needs 50 Christmas cards, so you can select any of the other classes as well. I did have a special at the beginning. If you purchased all 5 classes, then you got the 5th class for free. So if anyone's, I did take that down from my website, but if anyone's interested in that special, just let me know. So I have posted all of the remaining Christmas card classes. I was waiting to see what the product was in the upcoming catalog, and if you're a demonstrator, we have we can pre-order from the upcoming September to December mini catalog. So there's some beautiful new products in there, and I've decided what I'm going to do for each of the classes. So there's more information on mariannecowan.com/events. And yesterday's class, and actually for this whole series, I decided to do something special this year. So I added a baked good, something that you could use if you went to a cookie exchange. I go to a cookie exchange every December with my sisters and sister-in-laws and some of our nieces. And this is one of my favorite go-to recipes to bring. It's only got 3 ingredients, and it's called whipped shortbread cookies. So yesterday at class we had some to sample, and if you took the class to go, you had some in your package in the mail. And also yesterday's class they had some to take home as well. So that's something new that I've added this year, just to make it a really fun event and more of an experience than just a card class. And the everyone really loved the whipped shortbread, so highly recommend, highly recommend. I'm going to give you a quick peek at the cards we made yesterday. So we make five designs, 2 of each. So this was one little fun fold, and there's another little fun fold. We focused on the poinsettia bundle. Now this paper is retired, traditional Christmas, but it's so beautiful, and we didn't have a lot of new Christmas papers yet, so for this one, and because it was poinsettias, or poinsettia, however you say it, I did have this paper, some left over, so we made our cards using this paper. There's a 3rd card, and then this one. The paper is just so beautiful. This was my all-time favorite paper, designer series paper, I think, from last year. And so those are the 5 cards we made. Just to give you an idea, when you get your kit from me, you'll have everything you need tucked inside an envelope. So this is all the materials to make 2 cards. And unless I find an embellishment that matches all the cards, usually I just tuck the embellishments into the card that you'll need for that particular card. So you would get, this is just 3 of them, you would get 5 of them, and a lot of other special fun things as well, including something homemade, some baked item. Okay, So that's it for the Christmas card series. As I said, it is available now on my website. You can register. I didn't have the other classes up yet, but they're there now. Back to Floral Spray 3D Embossing Folder. This is such a beautiful embossing folder. I'm not surprised it sold out. Here's another card that I made using that embossing folder. I do have a PDF tutorial in my PDF store that has, I think, 10 or 11 cards using the Lily of the Valley suite that I did for a presentation in Montreal. So that one, beautiful again if you're going to a wedding this year. Absolutely beautiful. Now with that embossing folder, one day when some teammates were over, we tried doing different things. So this one was using the ink pad on the embossing folder. So embossing it on white, taking the ink pad, oh no, we inked up the embossing folder, then we ran it through. So that's what we did for that one. But for this one, we embossed it. It's actually, that's the emboss, this is the deboss side. And then we took the ink pad and just rubbed it over. And there's lots of videos online showing beautiful techniques for this particular die, and also the sunflower die, which you can use in the same way. And then this one, we used Pool Party and a blending brush. And we used it on the embossed side, and so we just went around with a blending brush. We were just trying different techniques. So those are just 3 techniques that you could try as well. Definitely worth getting this embossing folder. It's absolutely incredible. So the card we're making today is also using the Scalloped Wishes dies, which are amazing, and the Lily of the Valley dies. So I have pre-cut things, so we won't be here all day. So this is what the card looks like, and this is the one I did in white, but we're going to do it today in very vanilla because I think that will be beautiful. All right, so I'm going to leave. It's been a while. I've had this sitting on my desk because I didn't want to show it until the embossing folder was back in stock. Now the ribbon is not available right now, but you might have some other gold ribbon in your stash that you could use. The ribbon's not available potentially until September. Okay, so for this card, I did emboss a whole piece of 5.5 by 8.5, and we are going to cut it, and we're not going to use exactly all of it. We'll cut off 1/2 inch. So for our base though, I'm using a plain piece of Very Vanilla, and we're just doing an easy Z fold. Z in Canada, Z down in the States, and I'm not sure about Europe. Okay, so just back on itself. And then we're going to take this piece and we're going to cut it so that we have a panel for each of these. So it's 2 inches, 2 inches, and 4 inches. And this is 8.5, so we know we're going to have 1/2 inch too much. Let's see if we can use this little one. So we want to go, now we want to cut it so that the image, the embossed image, is in order. So we want this one at 2. And then I'm going to lay it here. And then we want this one at 2. So there we have those 2 pieces. Now, because I don't have, oh yeah, I do have 4. Okay, so now we're going to go 4. So again, I'm making sure the image is staying aligned. There we go. I love that little cutter. So this is going to go in the back, and I see that I did not trim this. So I need to take off 1/4 inch. I'm just gonna guess, but I'm gonna do them all the same way so that they're all the same. And you can decide if you want to cut the top or the bottom. It doesn't really matter. All right, so I just need to take a 1/4 inch off. I don't need to, but I want to. There we go. That should be okay. So again, probably a little much, but anyways, making sure that we put them back in the right order. See, that's not the right order, but this is the right order. All right, I'm just going to flatten it out a little bit before I glue it. I'll grab my glue. So when I'm doing multi-panels, I want to make sure that the top is lined up. So I'm going to go ahead and put the first piece down. And then the second piece I want to line up with the top. This is a fairly deep embossing folder, so I'm liberal with the glue. All right, and then our last piece. It is easy to get them mixed up, even right side up. And all right, so that looks good. So now we have our base. Sometimes I just like to flip it over and give it a good rub. Okay, so now our inside is going to go here. And I do want to put that down first because then when I build up this part, I do want to be able to see it around. So I'll know exactly where to put it. So I just basically want it in the middle. It does kind of have a top and bottom. So we'll go ahead and put that down. Now the tricky thing about these dies is that when you die cut it, it's meant for more to frame around something, but I want to put a sentiment inside. Now I forgot to do my sentiment, so we're just going to go ahead and do it without. So what I found worked the best is I flipped it over and I took some Scotch tape. You could use tear and tape, you could use whatever you like, but I found Scotch tape worked the best. And I just took little pieces. Someone else might have a better idea, you can let me know in the comments. But you don't want to see it because when this card opens, you can see the back here. And I was generous with the tape because I want it to stay together. It's not really fun giving someone a beautiful card and then as they're reading it falls apart. Not cool. All right. So there we have that. And it is going to go right in the middle like that. But let's go ahead and put our leaves on first. Now you'll notice on this one that I have the full leaf and then this one is smaller. So what I did is they're both the same. So I have one that's going to be full. And then because it has all these little lines in it, it's very easy to just go in and make it smaller. So I'm just going to go like that. So now I have a larger leaf and a smaller leaf, and I think that looks nice. And I'm going to attach these with glue dots. Because it's got all these holes in it, I don't want the white glue going through and making a mess. So I want this kind of at the side. And then we'll put the little one on. You can decide if you want to put another glue dot there. I might actually. I'm going to put the side I cut down because it's not as nice. If you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. You finally caught me live because I finally went live. All right, I am going to put another glue dot right under here. If you're just joining me, I am showcasing the Floral Spray embossing folder, which is finally back in stock. Now for this one, it's really long, so I want to cut that off because I want it about there. And no, I want it even shorter. I want it kind of tucked in to the leaf, which I should have done before. It was a long time ago I made the sample. Okay, so I'm cutting it, putting it into one of the little slits of the leaf, and we'll see how far down we can go. All right, that looks good. I think in my sample I have 2 on, but you really only need 1. But I am going to put a glue dot there so that that's not flinging out like that. There we go. Now I'm going to take some of the ribbon that is not available right now, but that's okay. It's coming back. And what I like to do, like this will make too big of a bow, so I like to take it, and this one's easy because it's got lines, and then just cut it in half. Does anyone have this embossing folder and have used it? It's just so beautiful. So many things you could use it for. I do love a monochromatic card. If you follow me, you'll know that. So this is perfect for that type of card. All right, you can decide if you want the gold edge up or down. It's going to end up, one's going to be up and one's going to be down, unless you do some really finagly thingies, but you can get it so they're both up. You just, before you do that tighten bow, you just flip it like that. Then I'm just going to trim. All right, let's put this together. Pretend there's a sentiment. Now I'm going to attach it so that I still see the outline of the bottom one, so I only need dimensionals on this side. So this is what I do. I flip it over, and then I add my dimensionals where I know I'm going to want them. So we'll go ahead, and you're saying, how are you ever going to get your sentiment on there? I will do another layer. There we go. And then we will add our bow with a little glue dot. That's, I don't really like. All right, that's better. And then that's just going to go right there. All right. So there we have our beautiful card using the Floral Spray 3D embossing folder. Now the one thing when you cut out the frame, then you have the inside piece, so you could easily go and put this one together and heat emboss it, and then you have another frame as well. And you can also obviously stack them up like that and use it that way. Okay, so here it is in Very Vanilla. Here it is in white. Do you have a favorite? White or Very Vanilla? I kind of like the Very Vanilla. I find Very Vanilla, I did white because I was thinking it would be good for a wedding, but I do find that the Very Vanilla looks a little more formal, especially with the this paper. It comes in 3 colors, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's very beautiful. I've used it quite a bit. In fact, I had to buy a second pack. All right, Very Vanilla or Basic White, and then that's just another card showing you something else you could do with the embossing folder. All right, thank you for joining me. Don't forget my Christmas card classes are now posted on my website. We've finished class number 1. I have 2 kits available if anyone's interested. And the upcoming classes are listed as well. The summer ones, July and August, are on a Thursday because it's July and August and I'll be at the cottage on the weekend. But September, October, November are on Saturdays. And do stay tuned. I have 2 more fall events coming up because we can't just do Christmas. So I will have my fall stamp camp. I'm just landing on a date for that. And also I always do a breast cancer fundraiser in October. So watch for details about that. And that one always comes with a free mystery box of retired products. All right, thanks everyone for joining me today. I hope you have a great day and we'll see you next time.